In our previous episode, which will be linked up in the card, we had a story from our brother, who said, he made a deal with darkness, and it nearly cost me everything. He said, for years, he lived under a demonic pact, and it had a grip on his soul. In this final episode of his testimony, we will know how Jesus intervened and completely broke that supernatural hold, transforming his life in ways he never thought possible. Watch to the end. The turning point doesn't happen in the beginning, it happens in the moment when Jesus shows up without permission. Let this testimony wake something up in you. Let it remind you that no matter how dark things get, there is always a way out. Now, here is his story.
The intervention of Christ happened one particular night. There is no way I can forget that profound day of my life. You see, this night was a night I couldn't sleep. The room felt heavy. It was the same feeling I had lived with for months, like something invisible was watching me. I sat on the edge of my bed with my head in my hands. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I was past emotions. Past fear. Past confusion. I was just empty. And then, without planning to, I whispered, God, if you're real, I need you. I didn't even say Jesus. Just a God. No fancy words. No spiritual tone. Just desperation. Nothing happened immediately. No sound. No voice. No flash of light. But something changed. For about an hour or two, I could sense the air in the room felt different, lighter, warmer. Like someone walked in. I didn't see anyone. But I felt it. A different kind of presence. Not the heavy one. Not the one that pressed on my chest. This one brought peace. And I hadn't felt peace in a long time. I laid down and closed my eyes, trying to calm myself. That's when I saw it. Not a dream. Not a vision. Just an image in my mind. A hand. Reaching toward me. Not pushing. Not grabbing. Just waiting. I felt something inside me break. Not physically. Emotionally. And for the first time in months, I felt safe. A sentence formed in my mind, you are not alone. I didn't hear it through my ears. I felt it. The presence didn't feel demanding. It wasn't asking me to do anything. It wasn't forcing me. It just stayed. Silently. Calmly. Peacefully. The darkness that used to fill my room felt like it backed away. And for the first time, I realized, darkness doesn't retreat because you are strong. It retreats because of who shows up. The truth is, the darkness had power over me until peace walked in. You see, I woke up the next morning differently. I slept peacefully, something I hadn't done in months. And that morning, the heaviness inside my chest was gone. Not reduced. Gone. The silence felt strange. I wasn't used to peace. It felt foreign. Almost uncomfortable. Hours passed, and I noticed more changes. I had no desire to call the person I used to connect with for instructions. I didn't feel drawn to darkness. Instead, I felt drawn toward God. Not religion. Not rituals. Just Him. I remember something inside me kept saying, read the Bible. I didn't have one. I hadn't opened one in years. But I searched on my phone and opened a verse. The first thing I read was, I have called you by name, you are mine. And in that moment, I realized something. I realized that darkness demanded obedience. Jesus offered relationship. Darkness used fear. Jesus used peace. Darkness forced me. Jesus waited. Later that day, something happened that confirmed everything. I got a message from the person who introduced me to the Pact. Short message, why are you silent? We need to continue. Normally, I would reply immediately. I would feel fear, pressure, obligation. But this time, I didn't feel anything. No fear. No attraction. No bond. I typed a reply, I'm done. The moment I sent it, I expected attacks. Nightmares. Pressure. But nothing happened. Nothing. Just silence. Peace stood in the space darkness used to occupy. I walked around my room slowly, touching the furniture, almost confused. How could a room that once felt like a prison now feel like home? I sat quietly, and for the first time in a long time, I smiled. A real smile. Not forced. Not to pretend. Not to convince myself I was okay. Just joy. Pure, unexplainable joy. You see, for months, I believed darkness on me. But now, after that encounter, I understood something clearly. The Pact didn't give darkness ownership, it gave it access. Jesus removed the access. I used to think I had to fight darkness. I used to think I needed power. But I didn't fight. Jesus walked in, and darkness left. That encounter changed everything. It wasn't a church service. It wasn't a pastor. It wasn't a crowd. It was just me and him. And for the first time, I wanted more of his peace. Not out of fear. Not out of religion. But because I finally tasted freedom. And this peace revealed something to me. I was free, but I wasn't delivered yet. You see, peace showed up fast, but deliverance wasn't automatic. Darkness doesn't let go without a fight. After that encounter with Jesus, everything felt different. The room felt lighter. My chest wasn't tight anymore. I slept without fear. But one thing remained, the pact. The connection. The agreement. Even though I felt a new peace, there was still this invisible thread connecting me to what I had once submitted to. Peace revealed something painful. I was free emotionally, but spiritually, there was still a chain. I could sense it. In the back of my mind. In the silence of my room. In the moments when I was alone. A thought kept returning, you still haven't broken the agreement. And part of me was scared to confront it. Because darkness doesn't lose easily. A few nights later, the heaviness came back. Not as strong as before. But present. Like something was checking if I was serious. At around 2 a.m., I woke up suddenly, not from a dream, just a feeling. The atmosphere in the room shifted. Cold. Heavy. I knew that feeling too well. Darkness was there. And then I heard it, not in my ears, but in my mind, say nothing. Don't break the agreement. The fear returned instantly. My heart started racing. My hands became sweaty. I felt paralyzed. I wanted to speak, to call the name of Jesus, but it was like my voice disappeared. Darkness wasn't just visiting. It came to remind me, you belong to us. My entire body trembled. And in that moment, I realized, they didn't care that I had peace. They cared that I was about to break free. People honestly will never know how real a spiritual pact is, until you try to break it. So the next morning, I finally accepted the truth. If I didn't confront this agreement, I would live the rest of my life under spiritual ownership. Not overt. Not dramatic. But owned. So I sat down on the floor in my room. No music. No pastor. No worship atmosphere. Just silence. I took a deep breath and said out loud, I don't want this anymore. That sentence shook something. I felt a surge of fear, like something got angry. But instead of retreating, I continued. I break every agreement I made with darkness. My voice was shaking, but I spoke anyway. The room felt tight. The air heavy. For a second, I felt like something wrapped around my throat. But I kept going. I canceled every pact. I renounced every connection. My voice got louder. Not from confidence, from desperation. Then something unexpected happened. As I spoke, I felt a sudden pressure on my chest, like weight pushing me backward. It wasn't medical. It wasn't emotional. It was spiritual. I could barely breathe. In my mind, I heard, stop. You can't do this. And for the first time in a long time, I answered back. Jesus, help me. The moment I said his name, I honestly can't tell you. Something shifted. The pressure loosened. My breathing returned. And I felt strength, not physical strength, but courage. I stood up. I lifted my head. And I said the words that changed everything: I belong to Jesus now. That sentence was like fire in the room. Not literal fire, but power. The atmosphere changed instantly. The heaviness lifted off my chest like something tore away. I dropped to my knees, not out of weakness, but relief. My body felt light. My mind quiet. The presence of Jesus flooded the room, not loud, not dramatic, just overwhelming peace. Then, I felt something leave me. Not physically, but spiritually. It was like a chain unhooked from my soul. And for the first time, I felt completely free. No weight on my shoulders. No voice telling me what to do. No presence watching me. Just freedom. Silent. Real. Complete. I sat on the floor, breathing deeply, and tears rolled without effort. Not tears of fear. Tears of release. And after that moment, everything changed. I deleted contacts. I deleted messages. I got rid of anything connected to the Pact. I didn't do it from fear, I did it from conviction. The connection was broken, so the evidence had to go too. That night, I slept like a child. No voices. No dreams. No fear. Just sleep. The next morning, I woke up with a clarity I hadn't felt in years. My room felt like a new place. My mind felt empty, not numb, just clean. Peace wasn't visiting anymore. Peace moved in. The truth is, darkness lost its grip on me that night. But freedom wasn't just the absence of darkness, it was the beginning of purpose. And you should know that freedom isn't just when chains break, it's when peace becomes normal. The morning after everything broke, I woke up different. No heaviness sitting on my chest. No pressure around my mind. No presence watching me. For the first time in months, I didn't wake up tired. I woke up free. I sat at the edge of my bed in silence, just breathing. It felt strange, peaceful, new. I didn't realize how long I had been surviving instead of living. Even simple things felt different. The air felt lighter. My room felt safe. My mind felt quiet. Freedom isn't loud. Sometimes it's just silence where fear used to be. I made breakfast that morning, eggs and bread. It sounds small. But for months, nothing tasted like anything. That morning, I actually tasted my food. I opened the window, letting sunlight in. And instead of feeling irritated, I felt grateful. I played worship music, not to fight darkness, but just because I wanted to. The lyrics didn't sound like weapons anymore. They felt like truth. I finally understood, peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of Jesus. People around me noticed first. They said things like, "You look different. You seem calm. You sound lighter." They didn't know what happened. They didn't know the fight I came out of. But they could see the result. The truth is, darkness isolates you. Freedom reconnects you. Slowly, I started picking up parts of my life that fear had stolen. I called family members again. I answered messages. I stopped avoiding people. The version of me that used to hide was gone. I wasn't living in secrecy anymore. I wasn't protecting a pact. I was protecting my peace. I used to chase breakthroughs. Now breakthroughs chase me. Opportunities still came. But this time, not connected to pressure, manipulation, or instructions. They came naturally. I didn't have to give anything in return. I didn't have to be controlled. I didn't have to obey darkness to receive anything. Peace opened doors that fear never could. And I started to notice something powerful, the things darkness pretended to offer me for a price. God gave me freely with peace attached. Darkness gave me outcomes with anxiety. Jesus gave me outcomes with rest. Darkness made me work for results. Jesus made me walk into purpose. If you are watching or listening to this, and you feel stuck, if you feel like something is controlling you, or following you, or draining you, if you feel like you signed something spiritually without knowing, listen carefully. You don't need to negotiate with darkness. You only need to surrender to Jesus. No ritual can free you. No meditation can free you. Only Jesus can break what was made in darkness. He doesn't need candles. He doesn't need incense. He doesn't need ceremonies. He just needs your heart. I didn't get free because I was strong. I got free because Jesus showed up. I didn't break the chains by fighting darkness. The chains broke because I called his name. I wasn't rescued because I was religious. I was rescued because I was desperate. Jesus didn't save me because I was worthy. He saved me because he loved me. Darkness wrote a contract with my fear. Jesus tore it with his love. If you're ready for deliverance, if you're tired of fear, if you want peace, just say, Jesus, I need you. He will do for you what he did for me. This is how Jesus saved me when I made a deal with darkness.
Thank you for staying to the end of this testimony. What you just heard is not fiction. It's not entertainment. It's a warning. There are spiritual doors you should never open. Some of you watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because right now, while listening, something inside you was uncomfortable. Not fear. Recognition. You see, darkness doesn't always show up as evil. It hides behind solutions. Behind shortcuts. Behind help. It presents itself as the thing you've been praying for, the breakthrough, the opportunity, the connection. But the price is always the same. Your peace. Your freedom. Your soul. There are people watching right now who have said words they didn't understand. You repeated chants because someone told you it would attract good energy. You tied red strings or wore spiritual bands because someone said it would protect you. You went to a place because someone promised to open doors. But spiritually, you signed something. Not with a pen. Not on paper. But with agreement. And now you feel a presence you can't explain. You feel watched. You can't sleep. Your dreams torment you. Your mind isn't quiet anymore. You didn't plan for it. You weren't seeking darkness. Just like the person in this story, you just wanted help. I need you to hear this: darkness doesn't ask for permission to stay. But Jesus doesn't ask for permission to save. Some of you think you can manage the situation. You think you're in control. But darkness does not give freedom. It gives dependency. The moment you try to stop, that's when the real battle starts. You don't break spiritual agreements with willpower. You break them with Jesus. Only Jesus. Because everything else helps you cope, but only Jesus sets you free. If you are tired of feeling spiritually tied to something you don't understand, if you are tired of pretending you're fine, then right now, this moment, is your invitation. Freedom is not complicated. It starts with one sentence: Jesus, I need you. Just surrender. Because the same Jesus who walked into our brother's life is the same Jesus who can walk into yours right now. He doesn't need an appointment. He doesn't need permission. He just needs your yes. If this video touched you, subscribe, not for entertainment, but to stay connected to truth. Like this video, because the algorithm pushes what people engage with. And comment below one word: free. That word is not for us. It's a declaration over your life. And finally, share this video with someone who might be secretly struggling. Your share could be the moment someone gets delivered. If you need help, write in the comments or send a message. No shame. No judgment. We are here to help you walk toward freedom. Because you're not watching this by accident. The truth is, this testimony is not about darkness. It's about deliverance. And if Jesus did it for one person, he can do it for you. The Pact tried to own him, but Jesus gave him identity. Your story does not have to end in bondage. Let this be your beginning. Freedom starts now. We shall meet again in our next episode. Stay blessed.